done mowing their lawn, so that's a bonus. Today we are going to prune this willow tree right here. If you can see, I'll get up nice and close. If you can see all of those branches up there, all of those branches need to come off. They're growing straight out from the main branch of the tree, and what it does when they grow straight up like that is it adds weight. I mean, I could leave them for a year just because of the coverage, but then it would become too heavy and it would weigh that branch down and it would cause it to crack right there at the seam. And it started to crack last year, so I ended up taking a big chunk of it off and kind of working their way. So all of these branches that are on the main stem of the trunk of the tree need to come off, and especially up high. You can see all those branches. Let's see if this will let me zoom. I don't know why in Streamlabs it doesn't let me zoom in, but way up there high, all of those little tiny branches need to be shaved off. A willow tree is not a very strong tree, but it does grow fast. You can actually take one of these branches off of here and then cut it kind of on an angle and set it in water overnight, and then bury it 1/3 inch deep, and it'll actually grow another, you can grow another tree, and they grow really fast. They're usually about, hi Kyle, nice to see you. They'll be there, let's back up. They will be fully matured after 15 years. This is a tree that needs to be pruned because if you let, like if you can see way up high, you can see the main branch right there. Yes, willows grow up like a weed. But if you see how that main branch is coming off, it's adding weight to the main trunk. And these trees are not, they can't handle a lot of weight. And so in the summer, my house, you see it's way taller than my house. And it's close to my house. So I run the risk of the wind blowing and a main tree trunk breaking and landing onto my house. So that's why I trim this tree every single year. And since I have, it's not quite as hard because I can usually take my saw and just hack off all these branches, and it makes it a lot healthier. When I first moved into this house, this tree was half dead and everyone said cut it down, and I said no, we can trim it back. So the first time that I had this tree, or the first year, I actually hired a professional to come out and cut it, and he taught me how to prune it. So that's how I know what branches to cut. Also, if I don't prune this tree, if you can see all these sticks and twigs, every time the wind blows, which is often, all I'll be doing is picking up all these branches up every single day. So if I do a good job trimming this tree, I should just have random branches here and there, but not a whole ton. So we'll get started. If you have questions, let me know. I tried to bring out my other phone. I think I have it set up so that I can keep a better eye on chat. Let's see if I can get this set up. Without trying to kill the cat. There we go. It's terribly hard to trim this tree. It's like I said, last year I took off tons and tons of huge branches, so this year should hopefully be a lot easier. And later, maybe not today, but to get all those high branches that I can hardly reach from the ground, I'll actually climb on top of the roof, and I'll show you a hack for being on top of the roof without dying, without the worry of falling off. It's quite inventive, but I love it. But I have like zero fear of heights, which is not a good thing, bad thing. So when I trim from the roof, I make sure that nobody's around to watch, because their stress of me being on the roof stresses me out more than me being on the roof. know how to find my own show when I'm live. That's a bonus. Trying to see if I can keep the chat up. Give me one sec. Give me just a sec, guys. I'm working with one thing on this computer. Here, I'll stand here so you know that I'm not abandoning you. Yay, I found it. So now I have the chat out here. Can you see me? Did it freeze? I guess there's a delay. I'll have to get used to that. That's weird. Okay, I can kind of at least keep an eye on the chat. So I have my handy dandy saw, which I've showed you before. I don't know if you can see this. That is attached to a rope pulley system. So as I pull on the rope, it'll actually make this little thing right there cut all the branches, okay? Another thing is it has an extension. So I can extend it higher or lower depending on what I need. And it goes quite tall. So for now I won't need the extension. And yes, everybody wants to be noisy in the background today. So apologize for that, and I'll try not to louder today. So it's really quite easy. I'm just going to go around and just catch these branches. And all the ones that are going downward, we want to take off too, because they just add weight to the trunk of the tree, and we don't want that. That's a lot easier when they're about this size or smaller. A little bit bigger still, okay? I want to take off all of it. Hold on. Forgot to put my phone on silent. That was smart of me. All right, there we go. Hi, Citric. I don't know if I know who you are, but I go by Adam. Thanks for coming to my show. All right, now that I got my phone on silent, people won't call me, or at least I won't hear them call me. And yay, I have my chat over here, even though it's a little bit behind. All right. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. The citrus is back here, and I'll explain to you that these willow branches, you can actually cut off like this, and you'll want to cut them on an angle, like on a 45. You put it in water overnight, and then bury it 1/3 of the length of your branch, and it'll actually grow a new tree. And they grow rather quickly. The best time to do that is the very start of spring or mid-spring for them to grow really well for you. Hope everybody's having a great day. Been waiting for this wind to die down to come out here because it got up to like 24 miles an hour earlier. So really I wanted to be on the roof and show you how I trim from the roof and how to still be safe while I do it. A couple of these branches I want to leave up. Like I'll kind of show you from this other side. Since this tree has already tried to break on me before, I'm trying to leave maybe one that's going to grow out like at the really base of it right there. I'm going to try to let that grow and grow out sideways, and then I'll eventually end up cutting this off about right here because this tree is prone to getting aphids. And hi Cookie, hope you're having a great day. And so they got a lot of ants, and last year I figured out they were taking over this part of the tree. So I actually killed them last year. And I haven't seen a whole bunch of them. So ants, aphids, what other word? Caterpillars, they'll kind of eat away the bark and it weakens them. So try to keep them under control is a good thing. So let's see, let's tackle another. So I'm going to get up high on that ladder up there. And hopefully you're going to be able to see me get all those high ones up there. And hopefully my little stand here doesn't fall over with the wind. Dang wind. There, can you hear me now? I've just been talking to myself for a while. I must have pushed mute when I took my sweater off on accident. There we go. So nice to have people in chat to tell me when I'm screwing up. Appreciate that. So I don't know if I showed you. This is how much progress we've already made. We almost got the whole center of this tree cleaned out. And then we'll be working on the higher branches and cleaning those off. I usually like to take a break in between high and low because being on a ladder, even though it's not hard, balancing on a ladder gets tiring. These guys right off. So now this big old branch area right here, this whole entire thing has to be thinned out, and I have to decide. This is one where I cut off, as you can see where that huge saw mark is from last year. I actually had to cut that sucker off because it was dying and it was getting heavy and pulling that whole main branch down. But if I leave all these on here, it's going to pull that down and break it. So I got to decide. This is where you got to be creative and decide which ones you're going to keep and which ones you're going to let grow. I think this whole centerpiece is going to come out, most of it. Same thing as we did the other ones. I'm actually going to bring my spare clippers just in case I need them. Stick them on top of the ladder. That way I can grab them if I need those. Branch is too flimsy to cut with the saw, so I'll just trim with the pulley system. There's already a really weak branch. Last year you should have seen all the branches I had to take off because they were so big they were breaking off. I was worried I was going to break my neighbor's house. I'll leave, and they'll end up cutting probably in the fall because I'll get some shade. How we looking so far? Can you see the progress that we're making already? It's coming along. I have to give me one of those mounts that goes on my forehead so that I can just have my phone there. I don't have to keep coming down to check to see if it's in line. That's what I'm doing. Winter, I actually sharpen the blades. Probably when it's spring, I don't have to sharpen before you then. They look a lot better when I'm actually sharpening. Things everywhere. On the body and you're holding these, it doesn't have to be hard, you can work smarter. All the stuff I've done in the work is about working smarter, not harder. And it's all about it really nice. Those branches are kind of grown off from the side. I might leave them just for some foliage. Once that lower branch takes off, this I'll end up cutting off this piece of branch right here. But it adds just a little bit of extra privacy. But this whole tree will thin out nice and good. So we're gonna take out those little branches that are coming off right here because they're all growing to the center of another branch of tree. When the wind blows, the weaker branches will get stuck in that bigger tree and they'll just break and be on my ground at another time. So let's get rid of them now. You don't have to use all your arm muscle when using a saw. Like I can put my legs into it and use my body to move the saw, so it's not quite as hard work. It's quite moving, so I'm just using my body weight and holding on to the saw. As much as I want to keep this little guy, he has to come off. This branch is really weak, and I know this, but cut it off like that. So the tree's already looking tons cleaner. So we'll clean up that little area. Right. Oh, there we are. I think I can see it. Right there. The trees look naked from the ground, but this tree literally gives so much coverage from up high. All right, now that we've got some of those lower ones, we can figure out which ones are growing too much right now that are going to be necessary for trimming today and ones that can wait for a couple more days. So this branch over here has a lot of, you see how much extra foliage it has on that? And there's actually probably 4 branches that I'm gonna have to get the saw and cut. I probably should took them off last year, but I already took a ton off of this one. But what that'll do is get heavy, and it's gonna go land right there on that fence. See if you can see a good angle from there. Kind of see. If one of you are in the chat, holler if you can't see what I'm trying to show you up there. Let's see. I guess we'll find out later. I'm going to try to replay this if it's going to show you everything I want to see. I guess what I need to do is buy me another higher stand for this camera. I think that's gonna work. See how long it takes for that wind to blow the camera down. Straight up from that one. I might try to do that from here. Try to position that or not. It would be easier with a saw, then I'd have to get a taller ladder. And I'd like to see if it's pretty sturdy. Halfway down, we'll have to climb down the ladder. This sucker just fall right up top of it. Very tough. I'm getting a little bit. Where we have to position my ladder. When that comes, I'm gonna have to go and I should get that angle. That way I can jump out of the way when that thing falls. could saw it faster, but I don't want to. My leg's gonna start shaking. So I want to see where it's gonna fall. I'm gonna go slow, I can see which way it's gonna break. There it goes. Right towards me. Oh, and that's why I cut it. Not really quick on the last little cut. Oh my gosh. Okay, here's me from the rest of the way. 5. You get a little bit closer to the ground before I pick up my last little slice. Timber! Yay! Were you guys actually able to see that come down? That was pretty fun. Is my headset worthless? Where are you hearing audio from? You're hearing your audio from my phone and on my earpiece. Why is it doing that? Well, you didn't even hear a thing I saw. But you saw him, you saw that? Well, that's good. Can you hear me from my headpiece now? Dang it. I do like my headset. I guess I'll try, next time I'll just try my son's Boss headset. Boss, whatever. Just don't like things completely over my ears. Do I still have audio? I think so. And I'm still looking into buying a new headset. I'm just trying to figure out what's going to be the best for me being out here and moving around. Just kind of difficult. Leaving the box over the air. That's Bluetooth with it. Oh, I do my roof stream like that. Hopefully this stupid thing's still working. I was getting advice on how to not make that down branch fall on top of you, making sure you're staying safe. Little brag flasher because I think it's about like 4 little tiny things. That's why it's best to cut it right flush. If you can, and are in a position to cut the branches flush with the direction of the tree, it doesn't send as many sprouts out of one little spot. Water got a little bit of water there. Or knocked me off. can't remember if I had this big ladder last year. I don't think I did last year when I was doing this, using the newer ladder. That's why a lot of these branches are still going downward up there, because I didn't get them trimmed good. For some reason, whatever app you're using is set to capture from phone and not headset. So even now, after I turn my headset on, it's still not. Okay, let me see. To go under. Do you know, does Streamlabs control that, or does phone control that? Okay. I wonder if that's been doing it the whole time, because it says it's connected. I didn't feel like it did that when I had my old phone. Maybe it did and I didn't realize it. Let's see. I wonder if Streamlabs has a setting right here. Let's see. Okay, I think I fixed it. I think it was under settings. I had to change it from my headset from Streamlabs. So it was set through my phone and through my audio. So if anybody wants to know in the future, just that look at, so that's yep, it worked. Perfect. Well, that's probably what's been wrong since I've had this new phone. I felt like if I was talking louder, it'd work. Yay! Okay, let's move on to another part of this tree. You can see, if you join from the beginning of this tree, you can see how much cleaner the center of this tree is. I took out a big, huge branch from up top there that was going straight up, and all that was doing is putting weight on that tree, and pretty soon it would get heavy enough. Okay, well, let me know if it works when I walk away. Okay, so I'll hook it up, and then I'll grab my other phone for chat. Because I actually brought that out so I could see. If I can see where I threw it in the grass. This is why these are test streams, and I'm so grateful for every person that's given me feedback. Do's, don'ts, whatever. Because the goal is to Oh, shoot. I want to be able to educate you in a way that it works. Let's see. I definitely need a new stand. That's on my shopping list tonight that I will be purchasing for this phone. It'd be nice if they have it work. Just use a magnet. Okay, I'm walking away, grabbing my other phone to see if it's working, so you can let me know. All right, so I think I got this other camera in position. Oh, this is kind of nice. So I don't know why I didn't have this phone with me. I can actually see what you see. Great. Thank you for helping with the audio, Kyle. Now this is dumb. I have this phone. I can see great what you guys can see. It's not as close up as I would like, but I guess you can kind of get the gist of it. Put this sucker in my pocket. Anytime I cut a big branch, I always like to take a break, catch my breath and my bearings. Last thing you want to do is be on a ladder and not have your balance. So if you're feeling lightheaded, tired, shaky, don't do it. For whatever reason, when I get to the higher parts of the tree, it's such a huge adrenaline rush. I'm trying to get this guy. Don't have a good angle. Wonder if I can get it with these other ones. If I climb up one ladder, this would be awesome, guys. If I fall, you'll at least see it on camera. I'm recording and it's live, so if you don't want to be captured, you can walk around. You're fine. I'm just giving you a heads up. Here's a crazy lady talking to herself in the tree. That would be me. What's wrong with that? There might be something wrong with that. But I don't have a bunch of cats. So I'm not the crazy cat lady. I want to get on that very last rung, but I'm being smart and knowing my limits. Because me, I would do that. Thinking about it, nope, don't do it. Don't do it. And in my past life, I probably would have done it. Come on, fucker. Yep, there was me almost falling. Do not climb up the ladder unless you have really good balance, and I, for the most part, do. That's that adrenaline rush I'm talking about. Almost falling. Get your heart thumping. There's our military practice again, our Air Force. Always practicing to go over to some other country. Non-stop all day lately. If you want to hear a crazy conspiracy, my daughter was telling me about how late at night when her and her friends go out, or some of her friends go out or coming home from work, they said they've been seeing drones fly over the city. And I was telling her there's no way. Well, I'm glad you can hear me from far away now. I'm sad. I thought, I honestly, actually for yesterday's stream, I got on and tested everything out because I should have done a recording, but it's different from It worked, but I guess if I didn't know I had to change the setting in Streamlabs. This branch is really weak, so I'm being kind of careful not to pull too hard on it. Really need to get all these little branches off. Last year what happened is I'd taken so much off this particular branch that by the time I was done I was so wore out that I left some that I shouldn't have. I should have went back the next week and got them off. This whole guy is going to have to come off because it's half dead. So I won't waste my time through with these because I just realized that both those are almost dead. So I'll actually get the saw and get those off. While I'm up here, I'm going to try to get some of these lateral branches. Do they announce some more that I'm not aware of? Look at them practice. It's like the fourth time today. That's really weird. It's like between my live video, I'm still watching it from this screen, and I still haven't even caught up. That's weird. So when I'm positioning this ladder, every time I'm trying to imagine what it's going to be like with the angle of my saw, so it's less work, and I can get all the tiny branches off. Well, the bad part is now you're going to hear me grunt now every time I knock a branch off. And now while I'm up here, if I could reach some of these other ones, and just kind of scrape them off. So every time I get an angle on the ladder, I'm trying to see what I can reach from the ladder. Obviously. Do you look like a Christmas tree yet? For some reason, when I put this phone in my pocket, I lose signal. That's weird. We have like one of the fastest internets out here, which is dumb. Just gotta make sure the stream is still connected, I guess. Oh, okay, we're taking a 5-second breather. All right, so my audio's still going, or my stream is still going. It's a good thing I got a new phone because this old phone's out here, or the same phone as isn't out here. We're making quite a bit of progress. So I'm gonna get the camera a little closer so I can do this. Now that I can see on this little guy. That is so weird, there's a delay. Wonder how long, because I'm still on the ladder trimming bushes on this one. Seems pretty long. Weird. I'm just talking to myself. So right now you don't see me off of the tree, standing behind the camera, because before I was up in the tree. That's bizarre. Alright, so let's put that right there. We're going to try to tackle that nice other huge branch right there. Wonder if there's a box. Hold on, let me see if there's a box in the garage to put that on. Look for a cold beverage while I'm out here. This is like almost like a yoga exercise, controlling your breathing while you're on a stream. Whew. Alright, found me a box. Should be just the right size. Perfect. That's better. Yay. Okay. Now the camera can be a little closer. I can have a good zoom on it. Should be wearing my glasses while I'm doing this, but they're new glasses. And I swear every year I get scratches from the yard in them. don't know why I just inhaled. That's disgusting. Gross. Oh, I think I forgot to tell you earlier. The one good thing about this tree too is if you like birds, like songbirds, chickadees, woodpeckers, they love these type of trees, and they eat. They have these little, I don't know what they're called, but they eat the seeds before they fall from the tree, and they'll actually come steal the twigs from the tree, and they'll make homes with it. Which I love. I always have lots of birds in my yard, and I love the sound of them in the morning. This tree's a pain every year, but I'll tell you what, taking the time to maintain it saves so much on energy costs. Saves me from a lawsuit from this tree falling on my neighbor's house. Good thing I have really cool neighbors though. I think that's about all I can reach from this angle. Maybe some higher ones up, extend this pole. So I can get straight up above me. Make sure it's locked into place. And make sure I have this pulley thing not trapped on something. So always make sure you have the pulley in your hand when you're raising it, in case you need it. I have had to get stuck on something last year. It scared the crap out of me. I was on the edge of the roof. So the reason why I'm tackling these ones that are closer to my neighbor's house first is for the fact that these branches get heavy. When the wind blows, I don't want it falling on their yard. Probably be the last branch I'll tackle tonight, and then tomorrow we'll show you from the roof and how I get them from the roof without falling and killing myself. Want to go one more rung on here? Maybe not. might be the last year I'm going to be able to trim this tree without having to rent a bucket. This is the best ab workout in the whole world. Come on, you branch. It's because that branch is wiggling with it. I can't get a good grip on it. It's halfway. Saw it through. All right, guys. We made some great headway today on this tree. See if I can go on the other side there now. All right. Now we're out, can you tell? But we got a bunch of that. Oh, I'm going to turn that way. I was looking at my neighbor. Don't want to dox on my neighbors. But so tomorrow, I'm actually going to get on the roof and I'll get everything that I can possibly reach from with the extension pole. I'll be able to reach a lot of those branches that are hanging over the house. And last year I did get most of the really big ones. So hopefully tomorrow we'll have some smaller ones. But I'm going to teach you safety, what you should wear when you're on the roof so you don't fall off the roof. And it's not something that you should do unless you are hydrated, you have a good meal, you don't want to be any kind of lightheaded when you're climbing on top of that. It's like today or yesterday, I was going to stream, but I was feeling, I don't know, a couple times when I stood up, I just about passed out. I don't know if I was low on food or what, but it's not. So doing all this stuff, I could hire, I think, to have someone come trim this tree. The first time he charged me $1,000. So this is why I do a lot of things myself. They're harder. They can be hard, but they're a great way to work out. There's gratification in learning how to do it yourself, and it saves a lot of money. As always, if you guys have any questions, leave either a message in the comment section or just leave a message below. If you like this type of content, it's different than the mainstream, whatever else is going on in the world, but it's a break from the day. Yeah, if you don't like heights, don't do this. I have zero fear of heights. I can stand at the edge of the house and look down, and it's no big deal to me, and I don't know why. But like this video, it helps me out. I'm very new at this, as you can see by my audio. You can tell by the way my camera and everything. Eventually, I'm going to get used to doing this, and it's going to be a lot better. But if you have questions, if there's a topic that has to do with the yard that you want covered, let me know. You know, because I can always change up the plan and do something different depending on someone's needs. Or you can just message me, and I can answer it from the message box. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks for those who stopped in. Thanks for those that helped me with my audio. I thought it was my fuzzy thing that ruined my camera that I created. So I thought I was going to have to get rid of it. So before I go, Kyle, if you're still there, can you hear, is the wind really bad with the fuzzy still, or is it still gone? Or I'll actually check my other message to find out. Anyway, have a great day, guys.